Yo, that's the Royal Albert Hall. I'm going there to take some photos with this, the new Nikon 1430 f4. Let's go.
Led Zeppelin played here.
Yeah. These guys, Adele, he's a famous hip-hop artist.
He is, yeah.
Look at that, he's spinning the decks. Oh no, that's a pair of hands, okay.
Fist bumps all around.
Whatever, fisting. Yeah, so I've got the Nikon 1430mm, which is an ultra-wide lens. It's all rectilinear. Sounds rude, but I assure you it has nothing to do with your butt. It means it's not all fish-eyed and stuff, and this is quite an impressive looking fourth lens with Nikon's new mirrorless system. Before we continue, I just want to give a quick shout out to the official affiliate sponsor of this channel, Adorama, supporting creators with gear knowledge and inspiration to do what they love. Anyway, ultra-wides, I love them, and also a great choice for photographing this space, because it's pretty. But this is the only lens I brought which is not ideal for photograph what's going on. Let's see what PJB's brought.
Would you like to see the Queen's box?
Let's go enter the Queen's box, shall we?
So the Queen's box is the one with the crown on it, just up there.
But first, the national anthem. Phew, thank God it wasn't going to be sung by Fergie. I'm here with PJB, photographer, Protog, you know him, he's always in my vids. I'm going to show you what's inside his photography box. Let's go find our box first though. Here we are. We are photographing the Mountbatten Festival of Music, and to make sure he's covered, Paul's brought this stuff.
I have my trio of typical lenses that I use, everything from 14 out to 200, and that's it. It's just got everything you need there.
Okay.
You can unpack it if you want. We've got to work.
Let's do it. 14 to 24, 24 to 70, 70 to 200 should have it all covered, along with his D4 main body and his B cam, or should that be C? It's got his own soundtrack. While PJB is backstage with his Z6 and 3 lenses shooting what you can see right here, I'm on stage doing a YMCA with my shiny red helmet. I have to wear a hard hat apparently if I'm on the stage. That's a bit worrying for the musicians. I don't think they get to wear hard hats. But anyway, 14mm is super wide. Check this out. You know, one thing I don't like too much about lenses, generally lenses where you have to zoom to extend. I'm not keen on that. Especially when I'm shooting one-handed like this. However, it does mean that when it's retracted, it is approximately the same length as a 24-70 f4 and 35 f1.8. Fully extended, it's longer than both. Still, it's much nicer to handle than the DSLR counterparts.
Her chance of worldwide.
I mean, that's the 14 to 24.
Great crusade sets forth. If from every
For the F mount, that's the F mount 1424. 1430, it's got more range than that, and somehow it's smaller. Without a doubt, this 1430 is ergonomically better than the DSLR equivalent. Now I'm coming back here because the orchestra was loud. With a 1430, I'd get really close to the subject, so it made it impossible to record sound, for me anyway. But yeah, this lens is super lightweight. It's lighter than any other ultra-wide zoom I remember handling for DSLR or even mirrorless. But this is the exciting bit, and I know it's a little bit sad to get excited about glass and plastic, but this is the exciting bit. It takes normal screw-in filters, 82mm screw-in filters. And I don't think I can think of any other ultra-wide zoom that is wider than 16mm that takes screw-in filters. Sony 12 to 24mm is wider, but it's also heavier, and it doesn't take screw-in filters. Canon's 11 to 24mm, that is a phenomenal lens, but it doesn't take screw-in filters. It takes filters in the rear of the lens, so every time you want to put a filter in, you have to remove the lens, put the filter on, put the lens back on. Sigma 12-24, no filters. Nikon's very own 14-24mm f2.8 doesn't take screw-in filters. Screw that. And what I like about this new 14-30mm is that at 30mm, it's a bit closer to something a bit more standard, i.e. a 35mm, so therefore it's easier to use with less distortion, so when you're shooting people's faces, it doesn't look all weird and distorted. And the good news just keeps on coming, because at 14mm, the bit which is kind of hard to get right, I think the 14-30 is better than the venerable 14-24. Wide open, the 14-24 2.8 gets a little bit soft in the corners, but the new one, no such thing. It has superb corner performance wide open at f4, which consequently means it's a stop slower than the 14-24, therefore slower shutter speed, higher ISO, so therefore not really a low light lens. But of course, yeah, sharpness isn't everything, but with a lens like this, an ultra wide, it is. For landscape geeks, for architecture geeks, they want those nice, fine, sharp details, and this provides bagfuls of it.
And hardly any distortion also.
There's hardly any coma in the corners also, and I know trying to explain lens coma to somebody is enough to put them into a coma themselves, but essentially what that means is that those little points of light in the corners stay, kind of like points of light. The hall was super dark, but there were bright shining lights, being light and bright and shining everywhere. No flaring, no ghosting. In fact, there's hardly any negatives to say about this lens, and it's quite boring actually. Can't even talk about bokeh because there's hardly any bokeh. Ultra wide, everything's in focus. In fact, the only thing I can think of is just that I don't like the fact that you have to zoom to extend before you can actually use the lens. That just reminds me of those cheap kit zoom lenses you get with cheap mirrorless cameras. But a tough one, because personally, although I don't like that aspect of it, it makes the lens nice and compact and the same size as the other lenses when you pack them away. But you know, it's got to be said that Nikon is perhaps the only brand that is trying to make their full-frame mirrorless lenses, and therefore their system, ergonomically a better alternative to their DSLRs. And you know, this 14-30mm f4 is a lot nicer to carry than a bag, although you probably want to be holding it in your hands to shoot with most of the time. So here we are, inside the box, the royal box.
We've parted the royal curtains.
Yeah, and we have entered the box. What's inside pro photographer PJB's box? Let's get inside his dirty box right now.
Actually, it's a sack.
Okay.
I bought the sack. If we're going to go down this road, we might as well continue on the sack bypass.
Let's find out what the contents of PJB's sack is.
The best bag to buy, I don't know. Whatever works for you. This just happens to work for me. This is an f-stop Ajna, and I like it, so I use it.
There's a lot of gunk.
Actually, this is batshit. Literally guano, back guano.
Good, I like bags that tell a story. My bags don't tell many stories, it just says I bought it from a shop. Of like a little whistle kind of thing. And
Kinda.
some people were complaining about your rape alarm joke.
Why?
In that video we did.
Nothing wrong with carrying protection around.
There we
Always
are.
be
Nah,
tooty,
it's fine.
not fruity.
It's fine.
I'm safe.
Nothing's going on in here.
Nah, we're fine.
Yeah.
There we go.
You've literally got underwear in there.
Yes, of course. Look at this. Vintage
Oh, I thought it was underwear.
vintage merch. This is my genuine clothes,
Okay.
full of holes.
Why'd you bring a spare t-shirt?
It's always packed. It's got stuff in it.
Okay.
Plus, I don't know where I am tonight. I don't actually live anywhere. I'm homeless.
Oh, okay.
Did someone just die?
The views of this video has just died.
It's the dishwasher, isn't it? Should I see if I can turn it off?
Yo. Ho!
back.
So yeah, we're
Third
back.
location.
Shit. It's literally covered in bat shit, isn't it?
It's all bat poop all over there. Which got also in my wounds and...
Your blood. It's in your blood.
Yeah, I got dengue fever, dude.
Oh man, was it fun? Just one cool little note before I go. This is not an ad. Don't think it really needs explaining, but just saying, yeah, all of this content is my own. Everything that's said in the videos is not with the intent of making you purchase stuff. But also, Adorama is the affiliate partner of this channel. So if you ever want to buy stuff, even if you want to buy a lens cloth, please do feel free to use the links in the description below. It helps contribute to this channel, so I can buy a lens cloth. Cheers. See ya. All right.